Ah, yes, the return of childhood, my friends. Jurassic World. So Jurassic World is the fourth installment of the Jurassic Park franchise, and this movie is more or less a sequel to the first Jurassic Park than it is to Jurassic Park 3 or The Lost World. I mean, those events are mentioned, and you kind of do feel like, okay, this does take place after those events, but overall, this movie is more of a sequel to the first movie. And now Jurassic World has been open for a few years now, and sales have been doing great. But the problem is attendance has been spiking low, and people are kind of getting bored by the idea of dinosaurs. So Bryce Dallas Howard and the company that she's involved in decides that they're going to create a new dinosaur, a dino hybrid. And in classic Jurassic Park form, things don't go well, and the insanity, the craziness, and the horror ensues of dinosaurs going nuts and blood and everywhere. And like everyone and their mother, I was anticipating this movie like crazy. And I mean that because, the first Jurassic Park is one of my all-time favorite movies. Lost World, it's whatever. I mean, it's watchable, but ultimately it's whatever. And Jurassic Park 3, I fucking hated. I think that movie is a piece of shit. The moment when the raptor starts talking, I was like, I'm done. So with Jurassic World, I got the sense that they were going to go back to the feel of the first Jurassic Park and bring back that wonder that we had when we first saw it. And while I can say that Jurassic World isn't as good as Jurassic Park 1, I can say it is the best of the sequels. It is what I like to call a proper sequel to the first Jurassic Park. Half of what I loved about this movie was seeing the nostalgia and seeing the return of everything I'd loved. The Jurassic Park theme kicks in, the raptors. There's this one shot in the movie where someone's driving and they look at the side mirrors and they see like a dinosaur just like coming at them real fast. It was exactly like the same way the T-Rex was coming at like the Jeep in the first Jurassic Park. It was really, really cool. And I loved the fact that it honored and it respected the first movie in that way. You know what I mean? It made me happy. The performances in this movie are good. Chris Pratt is good in the movie. I mean, I thought to myself, is this his Nathan Drake audition? Because he looked like Nathan Drake. He had the Nathan Drake attitude. I wouldn't be surprised if this is his Nathan Drake audition. He'd be awesome in that role. Bryce Dallas Howard was good in the movie. Jake Johnson was hilarious in the movie. Sometimes he went a little bit overboard, but overall I thought he was good. Vincent D'Onofrio's in this movie. He was good for what the role gave. I mean, the main actors in this movie are fine. They worked really well for the movie. The Dino Hybrid was pretty cool too. I mean, at one point in the movie, Dino Hybrid did these things that I did not expect it to do, and I was like, holy shit, this is awesome. I love this monster. You know what I mean? It did so much cool stuff in it. You know what I mean? It surprised me. And the whole movie has all these exciting action sequences and these really sort of legit scary moments in the theater that it didn't scare me, but it scared these kids who were in the front row. And I was like, oh yeah, this movie is made for their generation the same way the first Jurassic Park was made for my generation, And the score is great. It brings back the John Williams music. The sound is great. You really feel the dinosaur roars and everything like that. Some of the CGI is really, really awesome. And other times CGI looks a little bit like a PS3 graphic. Like if you look at some of the CGI and you're just like, that could have been cleaned up a little bit better. Which is sad because I watched Jurassic Park 1 with my friend like 2 days before we saw the movie because we wanted to get, reacquainted with it. You know what I mean? At least I got reacquainted it for like the zillionth time. But it's funny how like in the first Jurassic Park, the effects in that movie look a zillion times better than they did in Lost World and in Jurassic Park 3 and in now Jurassic World. Like, another gripe I will admit I have with this movie are the two kids in this movie. They're like these two like brothers that the movie is more or less centered around with, aside from Chris Pratt in the movie. And here's the thing, I don't like these kids at all because these kids annoyed the shit out of me. I know someone's going to comment, well, the first Jurassic Park kid, Lexi and Tim, it had kids in that movie. And the difference between Lexi and Tim and these two brothers is that Lexi and Tim were useful. Lexi was the computer hacker and Tim was the dinosaur expert. So, like, at the end of the movie, when the dinosaurs are about to break in, Lexi uses, like, this computer code to lock the dinosaurs out. That's why she was useful. And Tim was useful because he could tell Lexi all the dinosaurs that are around her so that she could feel safe or she could feel scared. You just kind of feel like these kids that they put into this movie were just there for the sake of just someone being like, well, it's Jurassic Park, and the Jurassic Park movies have kids, so we gotta add kids into this movie. So I don't know, we'll make them Bryce Dallas Howard's nephews. There, that could work. That could work. That could work. And it didn't. At least it didn't work as well as I think they hoped it would. Guys, in the end, Jurassic World is a worthy sequel to the first Jurassic Park. It is exciting. It brings back the nostalgia. It has good performance overall. Some of the CGI is, like I said, is great. Other times it looks like it could have been improved on. But overall, Jurassic World is finally the sequel that I feel like it's the best sequel we're going to get to the first Jurassic Park. And that is the hard truth. And some people will be like, no, that's impossible. Other people like me are going to be like, hey, we'll take what we can get. So overall, I will give Jurassic World a B+. That is my take on Jurassic World. Now, in the coming days, I will give you guys my reviews of the Terminator franchise. That's right. 1, 2, 3, Salvation, and even the Sarah Connor Chronicles. So, stay tuned.